Tony and Corey here, your weekend warriors. We're back in the workshop today and we're working on a project for Hoff's Homestead.
Shannon had in her bedroom a wardrobe built and her Finnish carpenter installed just under it a French cleat that looks just like this. This is actually a piece of it. We thought it would be cool to design and build a ladder that will hang on it and then also clip into it and use it functionally as a rest for a ladder.
So that she can access the storage that's up at the 7-foot level. She does not know we're doing this.
Yeah, this is a big surprise. So what we need to do is get our Sharpie and start designing this thing out.
Absolutely, let's get going.
So this is the French cleat. We got this as an extra piece from her Finnish carpenter actually. So this thing's gonna be up on the wall like this, let's say.
And we did get a measurement. Let's just throw that out right now. It's 87 3/4 inches.
Yeah. To the top of this.
To the top of that, yep.
So I'm gonna trace this out here. We wanna put this thing two different ways. We want it to be able to fall onto the French cleat and act as a ladder. And I think 15 degrees makes for a good ladder. What we need to do is build a piece that comes off like this and then sits in this channel.
This right here, this is solid. The backing of this is solid.
That is correct.
So you're gonna be poking that tiny little point right down into, you know, a tight little spot.
My thought was we would take 1x4 as the one side. We would take another piece of 1x4 at 12 inches, and then we would put our rungs in there.
Oh, okay,
Right.
to sort of support it.
We would just be like stacking these things up 12 inches apart. For this, we're gonna cut a bunch of pieces that are 12 inches long. We also want this thing to be able to stow away on the wall. This actually wraps around the whole wardrobe. So we thought that she'd be able to take it off and then hang it. So we're gonna have to create another piece so it'll sit on this piece like so for storage. And it'll just be more straightforward. Well, let's get at least the rungs cut. Should hook right on there. Not terribly pretty. We need to cut this to look like that. Be right back. We did a lot of cutting and we are ready to start assembly. We're gonna glue up this whole side and then we're gonna lay our pieces out just like so. Glue it, nail it, glue it, nail it, and then we'll do the same on the exact opposite side. A little bit of sanding, that'll look great. We have glued this thing up and nailed it, clamped it, and we're kind of done all we can do for tonight because we need to wait for this to dry. When we come back, we're going to put on the storage hooks, as Tony calls them, dogs.
Call those dogs.
Dogs?
Yeah.
Sure.
Things that clamp into something else that hold it on, they're called dogs. Dogs. It's a mechanical term.
Dogs.
No, I said dogs. Arr.
We'll be right back.
See you in a minute. Let's finish this thing up.
Let's do it.
What do we have left to do here?
We need to probably sand this thing down, knock off all these little sharp edges. We actually built this at home. This is the top rung of the ladder. It's gonna sit at the top and then go into the French cleat that's on the wall, and it'll lock in like that. I designed it to be cut into two pieces. So we cut this piece separately from this piece, glued it and screwed it together, and it's solid as a rock. So we need to get this installed, get our hooks installed, sand it down, and we'll be done. Just like that. We're gonna glue and screw the top of this, clamp it together, and then we're gonna run some headlocks to it. These are timber headlocks, Fasten Master. We're gonna put two in, one here and one down here, and that's gonna prevent this from rotating, because this is probably the most stressed part of this ladder. I'm just gonna pre-drill this because these things are pretty aggressive and I really don't want this to split. So we just cut these little pieces of filler wood and we glued them, and we're going to attach them here so that our distance is exactly 7 inches from the top and it supports all the way down, so we're stacking. Now, those pieces need to be cut. Quick fix, we put everything on backwards. We were able to flip these around. We're gonna leave these because they're not really in the way. These are for storage only, so when you flip it around, yeah, it'll still hang on the wall.
We mocked up the cleat that's on the top of the wardrobe so that we can put the ladder on top of this and know that it's at the right angle before we take it to the project and then find out something was not right. So this is the place to make sure everything is just right. Here. Pretty nice. If you think about it, most of the weight's on the floor. A large part of the weight that's not on the floor is on the wall right here.
I mean, she weighs half of what you do.
Less, a third probably. Well, we know it holds 300.
Let's get this baby sanded up. We'll call this job done.
I think it turned out great. You sanded on this forever.
This was the first ladder that we've ever designed and built. We came up with the ideas. I mean, I've seen French Cleat ladders before, but nothing quite like this. We came up with the idea to hang on these hooks on the other side for storage, and you'll see what we mean when we get this thing over to Shannon's Hoff's homestead.
And I'll tell you what, we tested this ladder. Corey and I are not small dudes. It's strong and it's going to do everything she needs it to do.
Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you found something useful in this video. Let us know in the comments below what you're building. We'll see you next time.
That's Redo with Q.
It's a mixture of the blend of the old and new.
It's truly a timeless profile that never goes away.
We want to know what you're building. Make sure you tell us down below.